Welcome to the 2024 K-State Garden Hour webinar series. We're so glad that you're here. This webinar series started in 2020 and has been a collaboration of the entire K-State Horticulture Extension team. Since the start of the program, we've reached over 50,000 gardeners just like you. We're pleased to continue offering the K-State Garden Hour series for free. If you've enjoyed these education webinars, please consider making a tax-deductible donation to support this program. The link to donate can be found in the chat or on our K-State Garden Hour website. This webinar is hosted by K-State Research and Extension. My name is Laura Phillips, and I'm a horticulture agent in the Meadowlark District. Everyone involved in the development of this series is an extension professional for K-State. Most of us have a background in horticultural education or a related discipline, but what connects us is our love for educating and sharing important gardening topics, and it's great to connect with gardeners and nature lovers across the state. Before we get started, we do have a couple housekeeping notes to cover. First, please use the Q&A feature for questions related to the presentation. This is where we will look for questions at the end of the webinar during the Q&A session. You should be able to see a button along the bottom tab that says Q&A. Click on that and you'll be able to enter your question. Today's webinar will be recorded and we'll post it to our K-State Garden Hour website. We typically upload additional resources related to each topic there as well. If we share links to the chat, we will also link them on the website. Our website is also where you will have access to previous topics and upcoming topics of the 2024 series. Today, our moderators are Calla Edwards and Jason Graves, and they'll be sharing information throughout the chat and the Q&A during the presentation. They will also help us facilitate the Q&A portion of the webinar. For today's topic, I'm pleased to introduce our speaker, K-State Research and Extension Specialist, Irina Sheshukova, who is presenting today's topic, Nature Decor, a how-to in floral design. Please give us a few moments while we transition and share the presentation slides.
Hello, everyone. My name is Irina Sheshukova. I'm instructor of floral design and extension specialist here in Department of Horticulture and Natural Resources. Well, before I start, I just would like to say Happy New Year and wish you best for you and your families. Well, since it's just the beginning of the year, it's January 3rd, so it's too early, I would say. So, well, technically, when I've been asked to do the presentation on how to in floral design, I was slightly concerned about this because it's not possible to teach a floral design in 45 minutes. It is really difficult. So I was thinking, what should I do, especially the first time? So the plan is for this webinar is to go over some slides regarding the floral design and why we're doing this. And the end of it would be a presentation on how to make a specific floral design. So, well, I do have arrangements I pre-made for this webinar. So technically, we'll make this one from the flowers purchased from the grocery store. So it's pretty easy, and I will provide you with some tips and tricks how to do that, because there's some details a lot of people don't know about those. So anyhow, let's begin. What is a floral design? So that is a professional description of it. Floral design is the art of using flowers and other materials and creating pleasing, balanced composition. Well, a lot of time people are confused about art situation, and very often people will say, I'm not an artsy person, I cannot do this. It's not for me, I cannot paint, I cannot sing. Well, I cannot paint either, but I can do the floral design. And of course, in the beginning, I didn't know much about this. Of course, I learned how to do this. So point is, anyone can do floral arranging, floral design. So definitely anyone can do that. And just remember, for sure, flowers are beautiful, they're playful and romantic, but they have a deeper meaning in our and purpose in our life. So, well, we use flowers pretty much every other day in our lives for just any occasions. Well, Valentine's Day is coming up in a month. It's going to be pretty crazy everywhere, especially in floral shops. We're using flowers for weddings, for birthday, for anniversaries, for sad occasions, such as funerals. But still, we are looking for that gift as a gift of flowers. And just remember, flowers give us a sense of connection to nature and emotional connection to each other. So that is important, especially in our busy lives. So we need some nature in our houses. So we do have plants, of course. I do have a lot of plants in my house, but at least one flower I usually have in my household. Not a lot, because unfortunately I have a pollen allergy, and it's a bummer for me because I work with flowers all the day, but flowers up to the days, they make me happy. And studies have also shown that having fresh flowers nearby can help boost creativity and enthusiasm and actually reduce stress and anxiety. And a lot of time people say, about me, you're a very energetic person. Of course I am. I have flowers all the time. I work with flowers every day. So I look at those beautiful flowers every day, and the smell is usually good. Well, not sure about the lily that stick out in this design, but point is, flowers make us happy. They for sure make me happy. And they have a pretty important job to do. Well, since I'm teaching floral design classes here in K-State, a lot of time my students ask me, hey, can you make a career from this? Of course you can. Anyone can be a floral designer, definitely. Well, and just remember, floral design is a artistic vision combined with technical aspects of making design, and a lot of technical aspects of design. Many designs have specific formula, and there are specific steps to get you to this perfect look each time. Point is technicality in our business, in our profession. We have a lot of it. So yes, creativity as well, but point is, in the beginning of my career, I learned how to put together 3 stems, how to make a dome shape of a design, just shapes. So point is, anyone can learn this. And if you'd like to go further, definitely take more classes and experiment more. So that is my goal. Well, since we still have this general talk regarding the floral design, I thought maybe a little bit of numbers. I'll provide you with numbers that actually show flowers are important in our lives. So this statistics it's being provided to us by Society of American Florists. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's a long list, but some of the numbers. So 65% of Americans feel special when they receive flowers. Well, unfortunately, I do not receive flowers from my husbands anymore. Well, my husband, I have one husband, sorry, anymore, because he feels he cannot produce any flowers for me that's I actually will like and appreciate. I don't know why he thinks this way, but that is reality for me. And I would say a lot of designers would say the same thing. So they're not getting flowers because we are usually give away flowers. But point is, when you give flowers to somebody, it's important too. You feel good about this. And that's well-known fact as well. So 60% of Americans believe that gift of flowers, it's a special gift. So that's important. Well, and I would just say, I like one number over here that's at the end. It says 92% of women say the best reason to receive flower is just because. I agree with this bunch of women that actually thinks this way. And why we are waiting for specific reason to give each other flowers, why we are waiting the whole year to give this dozen rows of for Valentine's Day to your wife. Just do it anytime. Surprise your significant other with flowers. Or say today, just give a flower and say Happy Wednesday. And you will see the reaction of that person. It will be a smile on the face. That person will be definitely happier, and that person will appreciate you more. So don't forget about that. So that's important. And well, I thought about this slide and I said, well, I have to incorporate that slide because that we had the slide a decade ago in floral shops. I've seen those posters everywhere during this time. And it's kind of indication of how normally men think, what size of the floral arrangement they should give to the wife or girlfriend. I don't know, it's kind of funny, but point is, it doesn't have to be always a huge design. I appreciate only one flower, so it doesn't have to be a expensive $150 design all the time, not at all. So just think of that slide as a funny slide. So anyway, well, regarding the career opportunities in floriculture, I would like to mention only technically that's close related to floral designing per se, because the list actually longer than that. There's a different opportunities in floriculture. So if you decided to go toward this profession, it doesn't matter you're 25 years old or you're 65 years old. We've seen it all. People change their careers all the time. People adding extra careers just to make extra money. So, and that would be maybe an opportunity, by the way. So it might be a traditional retail florist or freelance floral designer. And nowadays we see that change from professional floral designer who works in a floral shop to freelance floral designer who works for their own business. So that is a change we see a lot. Well, you can work as a florist specifically for weddings or for special events. It's possible. So technically, well, I still make some wedding designs occasionally, and I like it because it keeps me up to date and keeps me thinking more. So because I've been doing this a lot before I started teaching. So I'm still interested in that portion as well. You can work as a designer in wholesale production. So technically, yes. And some media designs and styling, especially nowadays, technology and social media, all of that is important. So definitely there's a lot of opportunities. Well, let's say if you decided, okay, I would like to do this. how do we get started? Where? Well, obviously, you should start from education. Education is it's number one. We do not just wake up in the morning and just know it all. Of course, we have to learn how to do things. So education. And there's a different classes. So there's professional classes. There are just classes from beginners. You can take classes that are online or in person. So definitely there are classes. Workshops. Watch YouTube videos. Nowadays, there's gazillion YouTube videos out there regarding floral design. It's just impressive. Well, some videos may be helpful, some not so much, but point is at least start doing this. Start watching those videos. Point is, sometimes I hear that situation, oh, I watched like 20 of those videos regarding floral design and I feel confident to do your wedding. Hold your horses. It's not enough. It's not enough to take one class and watch 10 videos and start making somebody's flowers for the weddings. Well, you do need to have more information about the weddings or how to make those specific designs, obviously. And build your design skills. So practice, practice, and practice. This is the kind of profession we have to practice. It doesn't matter, you know how to make specific design visually. You have to work with real flowers. You have to touch them. You have to know how they behave in a design, how long they last in a design, how to prepare those flowers for design. So it's a lot of actually information regarding the floral design. So that is my point of view on just a little bit of general information on floral design. So since we're talking about floral design, I thought maybe it would be a good idea to introduce you a new Master Floral Design program for floral consumers. So this Master Floral Design program, it's new and it's getting momentum. It's kind of similar to master programs in extension, but this one has a focus purely on floral design. Well, we are collaborating with Mississippi State University because they have established a floral design program, and it's been up and working since 2017, sorry. And it has 3 phases in it. One phase, the first phase is 100% online learning. Second phase is 100% learning in person, meaning hands-on activities. And phase number 3 consists of volunteering. So let's just talk a little bit more about each phase, and we will move on to other part of our program. So the phase number 1, it's a theory. It has 14 weeks in a course, and technically that will follow the length of a normal college course, like a semester. And it has 53 videos, more than 18 hours of learning. So technically there's a lot what you can learn, you will learn actually during this phase. And of course, you will learn how to work with flowers, post-harvest care, so preparation flowers for designing, mechanics, tools, designing principles and elements, history of floral design. So all those necessary elements we need to know before we start designing. So it is necessary to know. Well, there's a quizzes, of course, involved in this phase. So we would like to know what you learn, obviously. And the phase number 2, it is phase when you come per se here and learn in person how to design. So that's going to be 4 days of hands-on practice. So a lot of designs we're going to make. So you don't have to bring anything because all tools, flowers, containers, necessary accessories will be included in the fee. So that's going to be all designing. Well, and phase number 3, it's a volunteering. Okay, so technically, if anyone would like to get a certification, so you actually need to gain 20 hours or volunteering, non-profit volunteering. Well, you may ask where I can get those volunteering hours. Technically, if you help designing in community spaces or in churches or nurseries, nursing homes, some garden clubs, or you can teach somebody how to design or help assist extension program. So definitely there are plenty of possibilities how to gain those 20 hours of volunteering. Well, and I guess I should stop talking about this because if you would like to know more about this program, definitely we will give you this information. Unfortunately, it's not working yet. We are working on technical things such as online presence and online links and such. So that we hope that will be launched this year. So that will be available to take. So, and again, if you have any questions, definitely please ask. Well, now it's time to get handy and learn how to make a beautiful design. So I thought about different possibilities for this portion of our webinar, what to do, what kind of design to make, and thinking, well, if not a lot of people actually know how to designing, maybe that would be a good opportunity to show how to buy flowers from the grocery store, like a bunch or 2, and make this beautiful arrangement. Why not? So that would be our plan for next 25 minutes. Okay, well, I guess now I will stop sharing my PowerPoint slides and I'll start working here. So, sharing, there you go. Okay, so I will pull my, yep. So, okay. So this is what I bought from a grocery store, technically Dillon's, yesterday morning, and I picked those flowers. Well, first of all, before I start unpacking those flowers and start designing, we have to have a mechanic and the vase. I'm talking about the vase. So what kind of vase we should pick? And nowadays, there's so many possibilities to pick from. You might have a favorite vase in home, who knows, right? Maybe you are gaming for this specific vase when you purchasing flowers, definitely. Sometimes it's like, I don't know what kind of vase I'm going to use. Sometimes, yeah. So point is, very often my students ask me, what comes first, the vase or the flowers when you're planning for the design? And every time I say, I have no answers for this because it depends. It always depends on situation. what is the purpose of your design, what you're trying to do. Sometimes we already have containers, let's say for wedding, intended vases to use, the bride will provide it for us, and we have to just collect flowers and make designs on those vases. Or it's oppositely, we have flowers and then we have to pick containers for this. So I will just show you a little bit about different vases and how to maybe pick those. So, and you will know what size of the flowers or what kind of flowers will work for specific vases. So let's say this one, I have very tall and wide open container over here. It's pretty beautiful vase. And I have this square one, pretty modern one. And again, very open on the top. Well, why I hold those guys? Because it's like a problem with those containers, because this wide open top of the vase requires hold of a lot of flowers. Not just 3 stems, not 9 stems, 15 and more. So consider this. If you have such a vase, you need all your flowers you can buy. The same idea with this opening. But you may help yourself, let's say with such a containers, to stabilize flowers. And I already did this, so I'm not taking my time. I used this waterproof tape to create this grid. So the flowers will be placed in those holes. Technically, we are supposed to use this clear tape for this job, so it's not visible. But I was kind of concerned it's not going to be seen on the camera, so I use this tape. So anyhow, you know, you can do this. Or you can use floral foam inside of this container or chicken wire. So that's going to be your mechanic for your flowers. Okay, so move aside those containers and I will show you the vase that I love so much, and a lot of designers love the shape for such a designs. So this is a design we're going to make. So this is a dome shape, symmetrical design. We have flowers from all this place, all sides and corners. So it's called all-sided design. So we are designing from every side of it. Well, I always introduce kind of similar shape to my students because they are beginners and they're always nervous and it's difficult for them to make a nice symmetrical shape in a complicated containers, let's say such this. So why this shape of a container? It's beautiful shape, and why it's helpful? Well, it has a fat belly over here. It has narrow neck and it has flare opening. Why it's important? All those parts, because it gives us a chance. Sorry, you cannot see. I need to pull a clear base. So it gives us a chance to place a stem on the angle. So on the top, we can create this dome shape. So this is why. And that neck we can use for decoration, such a attach ribbon to this, and that flare opening creates exactly this angle. So to make this dome shape on top. So this is why it's important. So, okay, so I made a decision on my vase. I'm going to use this clear vase because I picked this clear vase so you can see what's happening inside the vase, because it's important how you place those stems inside. Okay, so we made a decision on the container. Next, flowers. Well, I already bought those flowers, but I would like to give you some tips when you're actually choosing flowers in a grocery store. So normally you're going to see those bunches in the sleeves. They are see-through or not, so different color, it doesn't matter. So what you're going to see in a bunch, normally the top of the flowers, and they always look pretty, always look pretty. but the look might be very deceiving. So sometimes if I'm not sure, I kind of open up a little bit of the sleeve and look further how the leaves are doing. Are they green? Are they yellowish? Are they smooshed or are they mushy? So the leaves on the stems of flowers are good indicator of freshness of flowers as well. So do not neglect that. And let's say you're not sure are they fresh or not. Guess what? We have a sticker over here on that sleeve, and pretty much all bunches will have the sticker that actually has a due date for those flowers. So it says January 9th. It's freshest yet. So I can get from those flowers about a week in my household. So fresh flowers. Well, for this webinar, we kind of intended to make a possible design for Valentine's Day. Well, I tried to pick flowers in those colors, like a pink or purple or red colors. And I found some purple flowers, like a bouquets. And I said, okay, that's gonna work. It's a perfect color for Valentine's Day. And I looked at the flowers, they were kind of looking good, checked the date, and it was December 2nd. And I said, nope, I'm not gonna buy it. It's a waste of time, my time designing, and waste of money because I'm not gonna enjoy those flowers for a week. So why to bother? So I started looking elsewhere and I found those beautiful, fresh white flowers. Well, point of this old talk, technically you're usually gonna pick flowers that speaks to you. If it's no reason you buy flowers, just for yourself. Maybe a color will speak to you or a specific flower because it looks so beautiful at that day. Well, maybe you're buying flowers for a specific occasion. Then you're gonna look for specific colors. But today I technically would like to show you how to make a nice dome shape of a arrangement. So you can change flowers, you can change colors, and that specific design can be made for any occasions. So, okay. Well, let's begin. So let's say I bought my flowers, I have my container. And before I start, so I need to add water to my container because, well, flowers need water. Otherwise they will die without it. And what I'm doing, I'm using Floral food solution for this matter. I'm just simply gonna put it in the whole thing. Kind of swirl. Well, I guess I need to smoosh a little bit so it's dissolving. That package of food is actually included here, and normally it is included in a bouquet because that part of designing it's important. So technically, do not neglect this package. Do not throw it away. Sometimes I see that. It's like, what is this? I don't need it. You don't need it, but your flowers need that. So it's a floral food. It contains all necessary elements for flowers to showcase the beauty, open up more, keep up with the colors, and have a longer longevity. So it is a necessary product. And I prefer to use professional floral food, not specifically just get a spoonful of sugars or I don't know, people do crazy stuff for this portion, but I'm not suggesting to add 7-Up in the water source because you're simply adding one source ingredient for your flowers, but you're missing other ingredients that help with water uptake or help to kill bacteria in water. So this is why floral food is important. Okay, we've got our water and floral food inside. Oh, by the way, make sure you check what's on the back because normally there's going to be instruction how much you need to put this in the water. So read the instructions. Packages might be different in size, so you have to check what's on a package. Okay, now I'm unpacking my flowers, obviously, and it's necessary because packaging is just for preventing flowers from breaking during transportation. Still, I have some broken flowers. We are not going to keep the sleeve in a design, not at all. Well, sometimes I see that in the households, but it's not pretty look. So, okay, rubber band is off. And normally what we do, what happened? You're fine. The camera is just off. Oh, no, I don't see. Okay,
It's on.
I don't see anything.
Went to the restroom, but you're still going. Just keep
Okay,
going.
okay, keep going. So when, let's say, I receive flowers, definitely we need to check on the quality of that flower. So I see some flowers are missing, so I'm gonna just clip those flowers because they're not gonna do anything to me. Yep. And check other, oh, like us, we have one stem of greenery. That is surprising because normally there's no greenery or just one stem included in a bouquet, but I will tell you it is important to have a greenery. So here we have a carnation it's quite close, but here's a trick how to open it. So hold your flowers on a base and kind of squeeze a little bit and start opening those leaves carefully. And there you go. You have your carnation is open. Well, we are looking for open flowers because they represent themselves better. So, oh, a lot of broken daisies. I can see that. See, the looks might be deceiving because, well, from the top, they look good. Okay. So we have that. We have a lily. Okay. Well, with this bunch, I'm not sure I can do like a large arrangement. So this is why I've decided to add more a little bit. So I did cut few stems of alstroemeria from our greenhouse, and they will do nice job in this design. So point is, if you're looking for nice big arrangement, that is a quite large arrangement. So definitely you need a specific quantity of flowers. So 3 flowers is not enough. 5 flowers is not enough. You need up to 10 stems of flowers for such a design. So I checked on my flowers, clipped necessary, not necessary old stuff. So all good. Well, let's begin. Traditionally, what we are doing, we actually adding greenery for our design. That creates actually kind of nest for flowers, and that is a support for our flowers in the design. And it looks better all the time with the greenery, so it's not, to me, designs without greenery, it looks kind of naked, I would say. So anyhow, nowadays, it's not a rule, but still it's preferably to have few different varieties of greenery. So I have so far 2. This is a boxwood, and this guy is called Israeli roscos. So I will start with boxwood. So what I'm doing, I'm cutting stems on an angle like this. So that is important, 45-degree angle. Any stem you incorporate in a design, that is necessary to do. We need to give a fresh cut to all our flowers so they can rehydrate easily. And next step, see what's happening? It's just a greenery, but still, I will clean all the leaves that's on the bottom portion of the leaves or on the stem that's technically will be below the water level. I need to clean more apparently. why we are bothering with taking off leaves from the stems? Well, it's important, so we are preventing bacteria growth in our design. Again, longer longevity of the flowers. Well, let's do this. So since I'm working on a symmetrical design, it's a dome shape, I would say let's use a specific technique for this, placing stems, first of all, on an angle. See, the stems are placed on an angle. And we have specific 3 spots in our design. 1 spot, second one, and the third. So technically, if I connect my ends of the stem, I'm looking at this design from the top, it creates equilateral triangle. It helps a lot with symmetrical designing, balanced symmetrical designing. Obviously, you can put stems randomly, it's up to you. But point is, that is just easier to do this way. Okay, maybe a little bit more. And I do have another greenery that I will kind of add, maybe looking at my art, right? So the height of the design is important. It's not just random height of the design. Normally, we are using the height of the container for the height of the flowers. So it's about 1.5 up to 2 times the height of the vase. It's a traditional rule, works all the time. Follow that rule and you will be good. Okay, so now you know, for a dome shape, better to use angling position of the stems, definitely. And for the flowers, if it's a mix of flowers, we usually start with main flowers. And well, I have 1 stem of lily here. It's kind of not open, it's tiny, but I still gonna use it in the center. More, so I will place it in the center. Oh, too tall. Got it more. Okay, and I purchased actually 1 more bunch of lilies. They were actually on sale, and I wanted to show you how to work with lilies, by the way. So that is the main flower. It's a focal flower. So we'll place our focal flowers first, and they are normally bigger, heavy looking, with interesting shapes, such as lilies. So that's going to be 1 spot. So then I have another big flower as a chrysanthemum, that is a cremon as a variety. So another spot as a second spot in a equilateral triangle. See, sometimes it's just, oh, it's too tall, I need to cut it more. So as I'm going, I'm still cleaning leaves from the bottom portion of the stem. So I have a rose. How are we doing this time? 45. Oh, 35. Okay, so I will speed up a little bit. So technically, I've got my 3 spots. Then I'm just going to use my accent flowers. Those are, oops, all stromerias. So place in between those first ones. And pretty quickly. And suggestion would be when you're working on a dome shape design, such like this, because it should be kind of perfect dome, right? Just turn your design so you can see your design from all sides and yeah, angle. So that's important. And using Lazy Susan works all the time. So at the end might be, well, if it happens, your bouquet has a pillar flower, definitely the we'll use it. So any kind of filler flower will do the job. So filler flowers will just fill in empty spaces, any holes in your designs. So that is always helpful. Yeah, I'm saying I need to speed up a little bit. Okay, okay. So that is, there you go. And well, I can continue on adding extra other flowers, but looks like I'm running out of time. And I just wanted to show, since, well, we're still in the winter and it happens, I still have some evergreenery in my cooler. So I thought, why not to incorporate it? Because it has a different structure, texture, it has a different shape. So this is how we are gaining interest, by using different textures, shapes, and of course, color contrast. Well, today it's mainly white color, so it's kind of not play with this, but anyhow, that is a simple dome shape, what we did in a few minutes. Well, I guess I need to work a little bit on that to make it perfect. Point is, for such a designs, especially for specific days as a Valentine's, definitely we can dress up our design with accessories, and that would be obviously choice. A bow here. I'm not going to take a time to make a bow. I already have a pre-made one to show. It definitely looks better with this accessory. Or let's say we have a Valentine's Day coming up. Oh, you're going to find those sticks everywhere. Add a couple more of those and you're golden. You automatically get your this Valentine's Day vibe. That is important. Or whatever you have and you think that will help to showcase, oh, that's a specific design for a specific occasion. Definitely do that. Well, let's say if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a big designs and big bunches, for Valentine's Day, you can make this cute bud vase design. And it doesn't have to be even 3 flowers. It might be just 1 flower. So point is, occasionally you can give flowers to your friends, to your relatives for no reason at all. And you don't have to spend a lot of money on the flowers. It might be just 1 flower in a bud vase. So now it's up to you to decide how to use flowers in your life. Maybe got you interested in it and you might be buying more flowers and gonna make something and present those designs to your friends. So, oh, just the last one, I completely forgot. Just show you how to work with lilies, and I specifically bought those lilies to show you. So here it is. It's a white lily and you can see perfectly it's kind of not white. It's dirty. It's dirty to me. Why it happened? Well, because that flower it hasn't been taken care of. What we need to do? Well, there's the anthers. We actually taking them off all the time to prevent that coloration of petals. So they're not spreading pollen everywhere on the petals or on the surface somewhere. And this is a perfect example how to clean this already dirty petals. Do not go with your fingers and kind of try to take that pollen off. You will smudge that surface. It will be very orangey. So have a pipe cleaner. This is a typical pipe cleaner from the craft store, and start kind of brush off the freshly fallen pollen from the leaves, petals. And that actually helps. Well, this is not coming off because somebody already tried to do that with the fingers and it's stained. It's permanently. I cannot do anything. Otherwise, I can just cut this bloom off and use only the rest of it. So anyhow, that was my last tip for today. And I hope you enjoyed this program, and happy designing, what I can say. So, yep, looks like this is it. Well, if you have any questions, of course, please ask. Oh yeah, and completely forgot, we do have a slide on the PowerPoint how to take care of the design in your house. So definitely some tips that's helpful to prolong longevity of the flowers. So yeah.
Okay. Well, do we have, it looks like we do have some time for questions, Irina. So
Okay.
if I can, I'll start giving you a few questions here that we've had come in. And two of the first questions we had were related to what you had mentioned about how do we get these flowers to last in the water specifically, or how do we make them, keep them fresh for longer? Is there a certain recipe for that floral food you like? Can you make that at home, or maybe talk
Okay.
a bit?
This is excellent question. And I already showed you that package of the floral food. So technically, there are different companies who makes that floral food, and it doesn't matter what company it is, it's just a final product. And to me, as a professional floral designer who's been in this business since 2000, beginning of 2000s, I can tell you from my practice and from my experience, using professional floral food is important. There's some home remedies that people talk about here and there, and usually students ask me, hey, how we just add 7-Up to the water? Here's the sugar. Yes, it is a sugary water. But how about keeping up with the bacteria that's gonna grow in this sugary water? How about helping flowers to uptake water? So because all those ingredients are present in the professional floral food that's do the job and help technically flowers last longer. And let's say people say, well, floral food and other solutions are expensive to use for floral shop, in the floral shop. My suggestion would be, do not skip that part. I would save money somewhere else. Maybe I'm not going to buy this expensive vase, but I always buy professional floral food and other solutions to prolong longevity of the flowers, because that comes from my experience working in floral shops. We had repeatedly coming in customers, and they were saying, oh, your designs were beautiful, and it lasted for 6 days. So that is very important for customers, to have the flowers in their position for longer as possible. So that is my answer.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay.
We have a question wondering, do you teach a floral design class, or where can folks get more training from you, or how
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Well, I'm instructor of floral design classes here in the horticulture department. I've been teaching those classes for 8 years. So those classes are mainly for enrolled students. But now we are working on an extension program for anyone who is willing to learn more how to floral design. So that's going to be a program for other people. And periodically we provide workshops here in K-State for anyone who would like to participate and learn more. And yeah, if you're looking for specific theme of the workshop, would like to know what you're in, let us know so we can organize the workshop, and we will just show you how to do that or this. So definitely.
Yeah, that's good to know. So folks know that that there will be more floral training available to them. Yeah, keep an eye out.
Yes.
So,
Unfortunately, in Kansas, we don't have a professional floral design training. Unfortunately, it's been gone. Yeah, and it's very expensive, by the way. So you're trying to go somewhere, and it's a travel expenses, it's living expenses, and of course, the fees are very high now.
Okay, awesome. We've got a few more questions if we can get to them. So you talked a little bit about forcing a flower open. Does that decrease the lifespan of the flower to work with it that way?
Good question. Oh, I'm glad somebody actually asked that. Technically not. We just helping flower to present itself in a design more and faster. So point is, well, you just slightly kind of forcing those petals open up a little bit more. Well, you're not just breaking those petals, or you're not smooshing petals, so nothing going to happen to it. And yeah, and we are even playing with roses. Let's say even now it's quite popular when we are bending those petals in different direction, making flower look bigger. So, I mean, yeah, it's quite popular now for weddings. So I have this look per se for roses. No, it's not harming flowers if you're not harming flowers. Otherwise, yeah, you can smoosh them, but no.
Okay, good. So do you, when do you decide to use the foam blocks, or do you use foam in designs? Any advice on that?
Okay, so nowadays we are trying to, in our profession, we are trying to stay away from that floral foam. I love floral foam. Every designer will tell you this. It's a magic mechanic because it helps to support flowers in any position, even upside down. And secondly, it's a source of water for flowers. So we need to soak it, and then flowers will uptake water from this mechanic. Well, nowadays we're trying to stay away from this because it's not biodegradable product, unfortunately. But let's say you have a strange vase. Well, I would say if I'm in a hurry and I don't have time to do this, I might use half a block of this, and it will be very fast, easier designing to me to make something here interesting. I have vases everywhere. So let's say this is a vase somebody asked to use for a design. It's pretty much flat surface. How I'm going to put flowers here? There's no way water will stay here if I'll even make like a form from chicken wire. Floral foam will do the job. So there's no other way. Yes, that is my answer. So technically I can use the foam anytime I want, anywhere I want. Well, not necessarily in those type of containers, because I have to cover it somehow because it's a mechanic. So either leaves or some waterproof ribbon or something else. But yes, we still use floral foam.
Excellent. So we had a couple just quick questions I think we can get to before we close. How often do you change the water in the flower base?
Yes. So that information is, you can find on a kind of one of the last pages of PowerPoint, but still, the first, after you put your floral food in the water, it's good to go for up to 3 days. Suggestion would be, look at the water level at your household, and if it's getting lower, add cold water every other day, because I cannot predict what kind of flowers you have in a vase, because every flower will uptake water differently. Some will drink a lot, like roses or hydrangeas, some not so much. So that needs to be checked individually. And after day 3 or 4, it would be a good indication. You kind of go in, put your nose into your vase a little bit, like, and sniff it. If you start smelling this kind of not pleasant smell, and you can see the water is getting cloudy, it's a good indicator you need to change water. So technically after day 3, 4, I would dump the whole water, keep the flowers like this, in my hand, change the water, clean a little bit of the container, recut stems on the angle, and put back in a vase with fresh water. If you have another package of floral food, add it. If not, just cold water will be amazing.
All right, thank you so much. We have a lot more questions, so we'll try to address as many as we can.
Okay.
After maybe with the resources we can post with the video. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we
Thank you.
typically have more questions than we have time for, but we'll be sure to link several articles related to this session on our website so that you can get those questions answered. We hope these resources will be able to answer those questions, but if you ever need additional information, remember to contact your local K-State Extension office. Once again, thank you for joining the K-State Garden Hour series, our first one of the year, hosted by K-State Research and Extension. We're so glad that you are here today to learn about floral design, and a big shout out to Irina for this amazing presentation. We're excited to continue offering this webinar into 2024, so be sure to watch your email for more information about the next sessions and their topics. You can visit K-State Garden Hour website to view recorded garden hours on our archive, or to make a tax-deductible donation to continue to support this webinar series. This series was recorded today, and it will be posted on our website by tomorrow afternoon. And after this webinar ends today, you will receive a prompt in your email to take an evaluation survey. And please fill us out. We greatly appreciate that feedback. We compile all that data, and we really do look at all the comments that you leave us. If you have any other questions, again, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at gardenhour@ksu.edu. And hopefully that email will be dropped in the chat. But thank you again. And we hope you continue to tune in for the first Wednesday of each month to join us for different gardening topics. And have a great week.
Thank you. Have a good day.